Hi, Gemini! Welcome to your quantum reading with me, Jocelyn the Quantum Queen. So, Gemini, you just get ready for this. I was doing the pre-shuffle and I was like, okay, what in the freaking heck is it with you and Cancer? Like, I don't know what it is, how you guys always, and I'm not even joking about this, in the pre-shuffle, I was getting such similar cards to Cancers. I was getting like Two of Swords, the Death card, so, and the Two of Pentacles. So there's something that you've been kind of back and forth about in your life. I think a connection. Oh, sorry, let me dive into my normal intro. So feel free to fast forward through this part if you guys want to jump to the message. So, this is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And as always, welcome to my cross-watchers. And cross-watcher, you could be dealing with a Gemini, and the message could be directly for you. So keep that in mind. Keep in mind that these are general readings, so if it doesn't resonate with you, it's probably not for you. So please don't try to force it to your situation. What in the freaking heck is happening here? So, if you guys would like to book a one-on-one reading with me, you can find my information down below in the description box. Also, if you guys would like to make a good karma donation, that information is also located down below. And just wanted to say thank you to those who have liked and subscribed, and to those who have made donations. I appreciate it so much. So Gem, this is what we got going on. Dragon, this is a big energy. So it's like you've seen something, I think, about another person. I'm not gonna, see, what did I say? That flips over, and I guess that's not really fair too, because I've been flipping over cards and just putting back in. But Cancer got the freaking, what is happening here? Cancer got the hummingbird card too. So there's something significant about that for you guys. All right. Okay, so we've got Spider. Perfect. And maybe we'll get one more. Yeah. What in the world? This has never happened. I'm like I'm starting to get a little too excited after Cancer's reading, because that one was honestly kind of cool. It blew me away a little bit. So, let me just get one more. Gem, I think that what's going on, you like, how do I say this? I think that you kind of caught onto something, okay, with that spider energy. You are just like totally peaked and watching someone in a situation, like just completely. And I think what's happening, yeah, I'm gonna take that. We've got the earthworm, the spider, and the dragon. This is a really interesting combination, but I'm just gonna roll with it, okay? So I think what's going on, Gem, is you saw something about another person, and it's really kind of woken up an innocent part of yourself, okay? Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe a part of yourself that was kind of naive, or somehow, because that earthworm, that is a novice. Like, that is someone that, there's no defenses with this person. This is someone who just has the best of intentions, like doesn't do ill will to anyone. It's mainly that they do good to other people, and they usually get attacked just because they're learning a lot in this lifetime. It's kind of a maturation of the innocent, you know, like someone who's very naive or gullible, or just like doesn't really see the worst in people. That's what I'm getting is happening. And it's like the transformation, Gem, here is crazy, because I'm kind of getting that this spider person, it could be an earth sign that you're dealing with. Just throwing that out there, just because we've got two earths right here. But there's someone that you're deeply connected to in some way, shape, or form, but you like caught them in some way. You caught them maybe in a lie, or maybe in some type of untruth. You saw something, okay, is pretty much what I'm wanting to say. And I am being drawn to get one more card. Let me see what this is about. But what happened is, and that's what I was getting in the pre-shuffle, is I think that you're kind of at this point that you're truly at the point of maybe cutting this person out of your life for good. Because I think you've grown so much, Gem, that you're not even really triggered anymore by that person. And that's why I think I was seeing the lizard pop out. Where you're not just like being maybe how you used to, where you would just run away and you would disconnect. This is a very different type of energy. It's kind of like you're... the gazelle is kind of popping out to me a little bit. I think that you've seen something, Gem, and now I think I am going to take that gazelle. It's fascinating. I'm really not getting anything much about the other person's energy. I'm going to see if something comes out in the tarot to clarify it. But that's all I keep getting here with the gazelle and the dragon, is that you're kind of sitting back. Like you came across some type of information, just something got caught right in your web. And you're like, it is kind of similar to what I was saying to Cancer in a way, not completely, but it's almost like something just got delivered to you. You caught something in kind of like, in a very intellectual way. And this is how Geminis are to me. They're so freaking intelligent. And I think what happened is you came across some type of information about a person, and you're not a novice any longer. Like, you're not innocent. You're not like gullible. You're not just like, oh, looking at things like a deer in the headlight, or like doe eyes, like where you're so innocent. No, you are like, boom, the knowledge and the wisdom is there, and you're just like watching. That's the other thing that I'm kind of picking up. If you guys have seen The Hobbit, like where the dragon in that movie is so freaking intense. I always watched the cartoon one. I didn't really like the new Hobbit. I didn't think it was that well done. No offense at all to the Lord of the Rings peeps, but I like the old like cartoon version that's really like old, because the dragon in there is just got his eye on the treasure. So, and it's really intense. So that's where I'm seeing you're coming across as Gem, where you got this information and you're just sitting back and you're like, I've got all of the pieces that I need to understand this whole situation and this whole relationship in completion. You don't have anything that you're guessing about. And look at that, Two of Swords on the bottom. What did I say? That was the same exact thing Cancer got. So that's where I'm seeing you're coming across, Gem, where you've kind of pulled back. And you've kind of become the dominant one in this situation or this relationship, to where everything's just kind of in your hands, like how you want to deal with it. Like, do you want to disconnect? Do you want to end things with this person? Like, it's all, you're in the driver's seat. But what I'm seeing is the way that you're handling you're just sitting back. That gazelle, that's what I love the most. You see how the lizard popped out before? You're not just running like the gazelle. You're not running out of fear. You're not running away. Instead, you're just sitting back and waiting for everything to fall into place, for you to really like get everything to line up perfectly, exactly the way that you're wanting it, because it's almost like you've been left in the dark in a lot of ways when it comes to this relationship, okay? Or this person in your life. Like maybe they were kind of deceptive or sneaky in some way, shape, or form. And now it's kind of like the karmic wheel is turning. That's why I'm telling you guys, like, just keep being you. No matter what people do to you, I'm telling you, this karma stuff, just keep being a good person. Karma always freaking lines it up and works it out. It's not a woman running around punishing people. It's that if this person was being deceptive, they're gonna get that back, you know? So that's why, Gem, like, for you guys, have I been saying Cancer too? I'm so sorry. Gemini, all you need to do is just keep focusing on being a good person, control your reactions, control your emotions, and just let everything unfold the way it's supposed to, because that's exactly what's going to happen in this situation. And I think that the Mercury retrograde, this last one, and this Lion's Gate, the combination, plus we've got an Aquarius moon coming up. So what's happening, here's these walls, like, here's what I'm getting, okay? The communication is stopped. You've kind of pulled back because you're kind of waiting for things to unfold. And this is where I feel like in the past, where you've had a lot of walls and boundaries put up, this is the benefit of what's happening in the relationship, why it's unfolding. Because maybe, Gemini, this person, because of how much they triggered you, and I think because of a lot of deception that they had with you, whoever this is that you were dealing with, it caused you to put a lot of walls up. And maybe you were even kind of like that before you met them. You had a lot of walls up and you didn't really trust. And that's why this person ultimately, from a higher perspective, came in, because they're helping you to put down your walls when it comes to other relationships. And that is because now you've learned to trust your emotions. Queen of Cups, boom. Like, that's where the Queen of Cups is an empath, but highly, highly intuitive. Like, she's very sensitive to her surroundings and everything. And so that's where I think this whole thing happened, Gem, so that you could have full trust in yourself. From now on, you're never going to question yourself again. And this is why all the walls that you've had in the past, maybe when you cut people out or you kept people at a distance, all of that is dissolving because you didn't trust other people, because you didn't trust yourself. And you didn't trust maybe the decisions that you've made in the past. And that's why all of this entanglement is happening at the core, is because it's finally teaching you, Gem, where your intuition was right the whole entire time. All the red flags you were picking up on, all the triggers, everything, you were picking up on it, and now you're going to see it, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, rather than, I'm not getting at all that you're beating up on yourself. In fact, what's really cool is that now you're just so detached from the emotions of all of this that you're just like, well, cool. I was right the whole time. And now that's how you're going to move forward in trust with yourself, and why karmically you're going to get that in return. You're going to get relationships now where there's going to be a lot of trust between the two of you, or between friends or loved ones or whatever, because you learned how to trust yourself first. All of those triggers that you were like, maybe confused by in the past, like, what does this mean? What is this? You knew. And now you've got that, like, ooh, it's such a good kind of like victorious energy to it, where you're finally kind of getting like validated. You're getting that validation that you always needed. You're getting that closure, and it's gonna feel so freaking good, Gem, seriously. Okay, let me pull out a couple more cards. I am freaking loving your guys' readings today. Like, they're so good. Yeah, like, this is where, this is kind of a different energy. I'm not going to pull it out where you're, like, going within. For some of you, you might be going, like, hermit mode, going within, doing some inner reflection. I think you've already been doing that in this process, Gemini, with whatever has happened. You're kind of, like, I'm not seeing that there's any need that you need to do that, but what I'm getting the most out of the hermit mode, the hermit is, to me, like the sevens in numerology. It's a philosopher, it's a teacher, and it's someone where they're kind of like, they feel obligated to give people advice because they have all of this deep wisdom. They know how to be alone. They've spent a lot of time with themselves. And that's why I'm saying they can be very philosophical and be really good teachers. And a lot of people will go to them for answers because they just have this really deep wisdom about themselves. But sometimes it can be like a little bit of a annoyance or a hindrance where people come to them for answers. But that's what I see that you're pretty much turning into, Gemini, just from this whole experience. you're now turning into like a teacher. You've been through this dynamic now, and just from all the wisdom that you've attained, you have the ability that was freaky. You have the ability to teach other people if you would like to. Okay? And like I said, if you would like to. So let me get another. Oh, well, there it is. Boom. Whoever this is about, like, this could be kind of like an addictive relationship or pattern that you kept going back to over and over again. There was just this karmic bond that was keeping you to this person until this lesson was learned, ultimately, okay? So, like I said, this could be one of those ones with that spider where it comes back around, and that earthworm, I'm seeing a lot of, like, that circular energy. That is freaking me out. There's, like, gunshots outside. But this is where, whenever it circles back around, you're getting an even deeper, like, depth of knowledge and wisdom every time you go within and get this inner reflection. Does that make sense? So let's see what else we can get. Let me just pull a couple more cards. Yep. So, oh, and this is what I love. So here's the Four of Cups. This is dropping away, Gem. So any type of like disappointment or dissatisfaction that you felt like, and maybe it's even made you question your self-worth, that's all falling away now, because you're starting to realize that you were never the cause of any of it. If ever you felt like you blamed yourself for the relationship going this way, or, you know, you blamed your triggers, or you blamed your past pain, or you just like blamed yourself for how it went or that it didn't work out, all of that is falling away, because now you're finally getting this key piece of information that's going to help you to be able to see that it was never about you. It was about this person. And that's where we all have to come to, like, we're all one, right? You two were mirroring each other in a lot of different ways. Your pain, the unhealed stuff, but they have their own stuff. So if any way, shape, or form, Jen, they were kind of projecting that on you, where they were like, you do this, you do that. And maybe that happened vice versa. And that's why it turned into this maybe addiction to drama or conflict within the two of you. It's like, now you're going to be able to, like, here's this Queen of Swords. That's you, Gem. Where now you're going to put this sword up when it comes to ripping on yourself anymore. Like, you're finally getting all the healing that you need. And this is what I love. In the Cancer reading, I had the Queen of Swords come out as well. And that's the transformation that I talked about in the other video. The Queen of Swords transforms from the Queen of Cups. And this is such a beautiful balance to where you're empathic, Gem, and you listen to your intuition. You're very in tune with your emotions and what you're picking up, like the slightest fluctuations in vibration and energy in your environment. You're able to entangle with people and figure that out, you know, like figure out what they're about. You pay attention to the red flags, but now you've got this ability where you've got this critical mind. Your emotions don't rule you anymore. You're finally at that point where you look at things like very critically, very detached. Like, I've been saying this a lot lately, but to me, the Queen of Swords is kind of like that book, The Art of Not Giving an F. That's the type of energy. It's where you just don't care. Like, you're just like, yeah, I don't want this to control my emotions anymore. I don't want it to pull me down in any way anymore. And that's where you're getting a lot of your transformation. And what did I say about the karma, the karmic wheel finally turning in your favor? Karma is going to completely take care of all of this. And I actually am getting karma's coming in to even like show this reflection to that other person that you're dealing with. And that's why, Gem, like, you're kind of going back to this gazelle where you're just kind of sitting back, like, you're awake, you're totally awake to what happened, you've got all the information that you need now, and you're like, I don't even have to do anything at this point. Like, karma's got this in the bag. I don't have to say anything to this person. I don't have to do anything. Everything is completely taken care of for you, Gemini. And to be honest, the thing that I'm getting is that, like, here's where you're kind of like skipping away, like totally lit up again. You're stepping into a brand new beginning, and you're doing it with no burdens on your back. You've just let go of all of this, and now you're able to step into the new beginning. But I want to say that they're coming back in with some type of an apology. You guys are going to hear something from this person, and that's why you're sitting back and waiting. I think, Gem, you kind of know that that's coming in already. That's why you're just sitting back and watching. So, Gem, if you guys want to join me on the extended to dive into this further, you definitely can. Just go down below in the description box, click on the PayPal link, send over $10, and please, please remember to put in the comments or the description box Gemini, the title of the video, the published date, and your email address where you would like me to send that over for you to view. So, Gem, oh, love you guys so much. I'm sending you so much love, wishing you all the very best, and I will see you in your next reading. Take care.